shortly, all right. So my name is Melik Sayın. I live in California, Orange County, California. I'm from Turkey, and I've been practicing calligraphy for a long time. I don't know, maybe 30, 35 years, and I'm old. And I started calligraphy when I was in middle school. I was visiting this book fair, and I saw a demonstration of a calligraphy artist doing this beautiful writing. So I fell in love with calligraphy, and I started practicing calligraphy. And I'm self-taught. I didn't take, unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to take any lessons. I wish I could, got some lessons, because, calligraphy is a really unique Turkish art, and there are really good calligraphers in Turkey. And I went to college in Istanbul, and I knew lots of masters in calligraphy, but in Turkey it's kind of hard to do both. Like, if you choose to go to college, you have to spend your full time on it. It's really hard to do several, it's really hard to wear several hats, unfortunately. So I practice calligraphy. I practice Arabic calligraphy, Gothic and Italic, and I created my own style. And I'm gonna show you a short video on Turkish calligraphy, and then I'm gonna do some demonstrations, and I'm gonna write some names if you like. And let's watch the video first, and after that I'm gonna start my demonstration. So can I share my screen? Yes. Actually, it's okay.
I just added you.
Got it. I got it. Thank you so much. Right, here we go. Can you guys see the screen?
Fatih Özkaf practices Islamic art of decorative handwriting, similar to calligraphy, but with a deeper philological meaning. A tradition revered and considered sacred by Muslims for centuries. Calligraphy is the Islamic way of artistic expression.
What is calligraphy?
Calligraphy is a type of script invented after the revelation of the Quran in the Arabic language, to make the words look more beautiful. Before that, the Arabic script wasn't considered artistic, but after the Quran was revealed, Muslims made it their mission to write it in a beautiful way.
Hoca, what are you going to draw today?
I write in the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Magnificent.
Okay, this was
First verse of Quran.
okay.
Right?
From one of the caves overlooking Mecca, Prophet Muhammad received his first revelation of the Quran, and it continued in pieces for the next 23 years.
In the beginning, there were the Arabs, which were having the Prophet within their community and started converting. Right? By the time the verses of Quran was coming in pieces, in longer short pieces, most of them were memorizing it because their culture was on memorization. They didn't leave any written material about their culture. Very, very limited, very less.
After the passing of Prophet Muhammad in the early 7th century, Muslims compiled and transcribed the Holy Book, marking a shift from an oral to a written religious tradition. Muslims were faced with another challenge. They could not use figurative arts to illustrate the essence of their preaching.
When the Quran came, in Arabic society, were all idol worshippers. So this is the advice for the Muslim community, not to have the risk of going back to the earlier faith or beliefs.
Traditionally, calligraphy is used for writing verses from the Muslim holy book, the Quran. And its significance stems from the essence of the religion that forbids depicting God in any human form or living creature.
And they didn't want the Prophet himself as imaginary, valuable item. So they avoided strictly not to draw any images of him.
As a result, the script itself became a work of art. It is in the words of God, his verbal attributes, written down beautifully that Muslims feel his presence.
The time of Caliph Othman, they invest on paper and whatever the material needed for book making. So they made 7 copies of the first text. So this is the first attempt in terms of providing people some calligraphic samples.
Okay. So is this a particular style in calligraphy?
Yeah, this is what we call sulus.
Sulus. Okay.
One of the 6 very traditional calligraphy styles, which are called as either shesh kalem or aklama sitte, which means 6 different styles.
Okay.
So this is one of them.
Tell me something about the lines you've drawn here. How does this work in terms of symmetry, the thickness, the distance?
So if we are talking about this particular style and particular composition, all over the world, if you show this line, most of the people, if they are within that Islamic tradition and culture, they could recognize this, even though they don't remember or they don't recognize the letters one by one. They could just say, this possibly be Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Okay. Okay.
And this is the great success of the calligraphers in terms of creating one image out of a sentence, out of a whole sentence.
Islamic calligraphy came to Turkey with Islam in the 10th century. The deep love for the Quran and the language of its origin became an artistic and spiritual inspiration for the Turks, allowing Islamic calligraphy to prosper and reach new artistic heights like never before. The medallions of Hagia Sophia, the walls of Süleymaniye Mosque, the Topkapi Palace and the Blue Mosque stand testament.
Herhalde dedim 3-4 ayda bu hat sanatını öğrenirim.
I started doing calligraphy back in 1994. I thought I could learn this art in 3-4 months. But once I started, I realized it's not like that. It took 7 years for me to get the diploma from my master. I have practiced it since. It's been about 24 years.
So I'm struggling to write a particular composition, Rafiq Qabla Tariq. So I was wondering if you could show me the best way to develop that composition.
Okay. Did you have any try?
Yeah, I thought to do it in this way. So
To become a calligrapher, like all the other scientific things, you have to sit down with the master. First you learn these tools, and also you learn how to respect, how you show your respect.
what do you think the best way to write it would be?
Rafiq Qabla Tariq.
I came to Istanbul to study with Efdaluddin Hoca, who is a master of this Ottoman style of calligraphy, and I tried to learn as much as I could from this man, and essentially it was about how this knowledge of calligraphy was transmitted from master to student in the Ottoman Empire. And we can leave this space empty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Osmanlı
Even though calligraphy existed in the early period of Ottoman Empire, we can say that it starts with Sheikh Hamdullah, the calligraphy teacher of Sultan Bayezid II. After he ascended the throne, he showed the works of Iraqi calligrapher Yakut el-Mustasimi to Sheikh Hamdullah and asked him how they could transform those Arabic-style scripts into a distinct Ottoman style. Sheikh Hamdullah took this offer very seriously and dedicated himself to creating a brand new style. So it can be said that he founded the Ottoman school of calligraphy.
hat ekolünün kurucusudur denebilir.
So is this your typical method to first practice how to do it with a normal pen before the... Okay.
All the great masters did so. Sami Efendi, for example, when he was commissioned a work, he would generally, delay it some 6 months or so. So when people would say, "Why don't you just write in a shorter time?" He said, in the future, they will never ask how long it took to make the composition. They will right away ask who wrote it. Okay. So I don't want to spoil my fame, he said. Right? Only because of going faster.
Yeah.
So, with that start, you can just carry on with this.
Okay. With the composition.
Yeah, with the composition. So let's see. If you have the respect, then you have the sabr, the patience. Then you have all other good manners. The Ottoman dynasty were intending to keep the people in the society with Quran, with the tradition, with their culture, to unite them. So they were taken to the calligraphy teacher. If they are in the school environment, they are right away starting learning these skills, writing skills, also the meaning.
It's much easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
With the composition.
It's much easier when you've started it for me and prepared it. Practicing calligraphy has made me a calmer person. I think that's the benefit of studying with someone with an incredible degree of knowledge. The first time I came here 5 years ago, I'd never seen someone write calligraphy before. And Efdaluddin Hoja wrote the Rabbi Yasir for me, this initial dua that all apprentices have to write. And I will never forget how he wrote it on his lap. He didn't even use a table, he wrote it on his lap, and it was like watching a conductor, orchestrate a symphony. So when I went home, I thought that I could imitate, his writing, so I tried and I tried. So when I brought it to the lesson, I thought he was going to tell me, "Wow, you're the chosen one. You're my successor." And he looked at it and he was like, "This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. You need to work on this. You need to work on this. Here, do it again, please." But I think I loved that honesty, and I loved that hard work and that ethic that he had, because it was clear that he was trying to protect something and pass that on to me.
Masochism. Yeah.
After the fall of Ottoman Empire, Kemal Atatürk, the father of modern Turkey, abolished the Arabic script in 1928 at the Third Grand Assembly. He said, "We must free ourselves from these incomprehensible signs that for centuries have held our minds in an iron vice." The evening the script reform became law, main buildings in Ankara displayed new Latin alphabets in colored lights. Today, more than 80 years after the reform, there are centuries-old books no Turks can read. But despite the reforms, war, and other setbacks, calligraphy is still practiced in Turkey. Masters continue to tend to their tradition, passing it down to apprentice.
Hattatların da
Calligraphers have to break out of their shells and make new experiments. We also need to introduce this art to the whole world, not only limited to the Islamic society. We need to be more caring with the work we do. The history and philosophy of Islamic calligraphy must be told to the students. This way, our future generations will go forward confidently.
hiçbir zaman da sona ereceğini düşünmüyorum.
It's definitely been a life-changing experience for me.
He's just about to get the diploma. I'm very happy about that.
Finally, I'll be able to sign my own name and hopefully pass this knowledge on to the next generation.
Inshallah.
Islamic calligraphy has been on an adventurous journey for 1400 years.
The art needs money, art needs support, art needs audience. Also, the patronage is important. The sincerity is okay, but they have to be supported by the government.
Now calligraphers in Turkey are coming out of their shadows to practice an art that spiritually connects them with their religion and culture, with a renewed hope that the word of God will set them free.
All right. I hope you like the video. Yeah, it's it really takes long time to learn it, and until they get we call it ijazet, it's kind of like certification from the master. Calligraphy students cannot sign their names until they get after long classes. They need to get approval from the teacher. After that, they can sign their name. And I'm gonna do some demonstration. To do that, I'm gonna change my camera to my tripod. Let me see. I hope it will work. Now I think you all see it, right? Let's start with, I see a name, April. Let's start with writing her name. All right, April. How is the angle? Is it good? All right.
Much nicer than I can do.
Wow.
All right, if you guys want picture of this, I'm gonna put my email here. Just send me an email. I'm gonna send you a picture of this here, okay?
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right. Let's write Kalehua. Did I say it right? I'm not sure.
Perfect.
All right, Kalehua, right?
Yep.
That's a beautiful name. What's the meaning of this name?
It's a flower, Hawaiian flower.
All right, nice. Let me call it. Second one.
If I send you a self-addressed stamp envelope, can you send that to me? That's
Sure, yeah, why not?
beautiful.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with Emily. I think it was 2013 or 14. I went to Hawaii and I was in state capital and I wrote a lot of names for an event.
Oh, that's beautiful. I wish I was named Emily now.
Thank you. All right, let's do Elliot.
Go down.
And thank you, Elliot, once more for inviting me for this event.
That is gorgeous. Thank you.
All right. Kahiwa is next. I love Hawaiian names. Beautiful. Of course, I have to stop and check the spelling. Here we go. This is for Kahiwa. And we have Kamihana, right? I'm sorry if I'm not saying your names right. So
It's perfect.
and this is for Kamihana.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And Brian is next. That's one of the names I write a lot, Brian. All right, and this is for Brian. All right. I think next one is Ross, right? And next is going to be
That
Jean.
looks amazing.
All right. Then we have Luke. All right. And Joaquin.
This is a reminder for all teachers.
Sorry,
parents, or
our
anyone else
school
who would like to
announcement.
use that will. Thank you.
All right.
How can you get them exactly centered? No matter how many letters.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about, I think, practice. I've written, I don't know, maybe thousands of names. After some time, you just do it without, measuring or,
Amazing.
And when I try to, most of the time, when I try to, put lines or try to, follow some certain guides, I can't write well. So it has to be all freehand. And we have Sophia next. And this letter is my favorite, and this is the letter actually I started calligraphy for. What we have James next. And Jacob. All right, I think I got all the names. Any names I'm missing? I couldn't check the chat. All right.
I see Lynn,
Lynn. All
Lynnne.
right. And this is for Lynn. I think I wrote all the names. All right. All right. I think I wrote all the names. Anybody has any questions or?
This is so cool. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
you're
doing
welcome.
this. We're so appreciative.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank
If you want to try it and you don't have a Turkish master, what can you do?
I mean, I'm getting these questions a lot. People just want to, start and they don't know where to start. I recommend practicing like Gothic alphabet. It is really easy because strokes are, usually like straightforward, and it's then italic alphabet, and after that you are gonna just work on the like flourishing and other stuff. It takes more time than, you know, learning from a like teacher, but it's doable. If I can do it, everyone can do it. Yeah. Right. Thank you guys for having me. Yes. Sorry.
I don't know if this is a dumb question, but do you need to buy like special pens, or like is there a certain type of pen?
Oh yes,
you-
great question. Yeah, for doing calligraphy, you know, you see sometimes, you know, I draw like white lines and thin lines. You need a like chisel tip marker or calligraphy pen. I don't know if you can see it. If you see, it is like flat, like
yeah,
this.
like the
And
calligraphy.
for Arabic calligraphy, it needs to be like slanted. It's not like straight. It needs to be like slanted. There is a, you know, angle. And if you use any type of like chisel tip marker or calligraphy pen, you can actually do it. And some people, they want to start, but they don't have any access to like chisel tip markers or pens. I recommend them putting like two pencils together and tape it, and you create your own very primitive calligraphy pen. You know, just put it together and it works really well. And actually some people really like enjoy using that, because, you know, you can just draw the outlines, and you can, people have really good artistic skills. So just draw the outlines and they can just paint inside of it, whichever color they want. Yeah, there are many different types of calligraphy pen or pens or markers that you can use for calligraphy. But if you get a chisel tip, and this, it's these pens are called like Pilot parallel pen. They're like about $10 or so. You can, it's really easy to use, very useful, and works really well. I can recommend this type of pens. Yeah. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
It's about the calligraphy pen. So you said how it was like slanted, right?
Yeah.
Is it at a like a certain angle, or like a 90-degree angle, or a 180-degree angle?
Yeah, usually it's about like between 30 to 45 degrees angle. But depending on, there are different types of like different styles. And for each style, they might require a different type of like nib. But most of the Arabic calligraphy pen, the sluice one is the most common one. It's like maybe 10 to 20 or 30 degree slanted works the best. And usually when you, for this type of calligraphy, the angle is about the 45 degrees. If it is like flat like this, you need to hold it like 45 degrees when you are starting the strokes. And I can show you some basic strokes if you want to start. Like, so for the ones I mentioned, like Gothic calligraphy, the strokes are really simple. You just go, you know, side to side and all the way down. These are the like really basic strokes. And for like Turkish style or Arabic calligraphy, you hold your pen about like 45 degree and you go to side, and after that you go down and you get this curved like line. And you also need to be able to draw like lines like this straight. And as you see, you need to apply like pressure very like carefully, because if you don't hold it tight and if you don't pressure equally, you won't get like straight line, like it will go like flunky like this. So these strokes, after practicing these strokes, you can start like writing simple letters. Like for example, for Gothic calligraphy, it will be like capital A like this. It's very simple. Right, and for, let's say, italic, it's a little bit, yeah. So you can just play around, and after get used to, how to use the pen, and hold it like evenly, apply pressure, and it just needs practice. And to get like certification from like a master, it usually at least takes 2 to 3 years, but for some people it might take even longer. Yeah. Any other questions?
Is there a way to get the physical, like on names, the paper, or no?
Yes, I mean, I put my email address. You can just shoot me an email and provide your like mailing information. I will happy to mail this for you guys.
Oh, okay.
All
Thank
right.
you so much, because I was gonna hang it on my room if we could. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
sure, no problem. And once you get used to learn how to write on surfaces, you can write almost any surface. So I write on plates, like canvases, like almost on any surface, but you just need to find the right tool to write on stuff. And even right now, I really don't like it because you don't get the same feeling, but there's a great app for iPads, and it's called Procreate. You can actually write on an iPad too, if you want to practice. And you just need to, let me show you very quick. Yeah, you just need to find the right brush for it. And there are some calligraphy artists, they create their own brush, and you get almost same results that you are writing with a pen. I'm working on some project on my iPad. Let me see. Let me change the camera again. See it. You guys can see it, right? All right, so I'm gonna, oh no, I'm sorry guys, I think my Apple Pencil battery just died, so sorry. It will, oh no, it's not. Yeah, sorry. All right, like I'm using this brush that's made by a calligraphy artist, and it's like called brush. And you can change the color, you can change the thickness of the nib. It's very fun to write, but I'm more traditional. I still like writing with like real pen. Yeah, as you see, if you're on an iPad, get an Apple pencil, you can also practice your calligraphy on an iPad.
Wow.
There's hope for us non-artists.
I mean, everybody has, my regular handwriting is horrible. I mean, if I liked calligraphy and if I just look at my handwriting, no, I won't be able to do calligraphy because my handwriting is horrible. I would be wrong. So even if, don't judge yourself by just seeing your own handwriting, because it doesn't have anything to do with regular handwriting. Even I can't read my own handwriting. So. Right.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Melik. We really enjoyed this. Everybody's loving this so much. Yeah, we can't thank you enough. We all learned so much.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for having me. It was a really nice experience for me as well. All right.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Okay. So next,